What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to be going over the smart charger here. I had this same charger on the ENJOYBOT 36 volt video, but I wanted to unbox it and show you a couple of things about the charger, and we're also going to modify the charger so we can actually use this with the club car president in today's video. Let's get started. So once you open the battery charger up like this right here, you're going to have a piece of styrofoam that's going to be over the battery charger itself. This is not a sealed battery charger, which means there are ports and there's a fan here. It's not sealed, so it means it's not waterproof, but you can mount this on board. I'll show you in just a minute about some things that they include here. But you have a fan, you have your AC input here from the wall, you have an on and off switch, and you have your output right there for your golf cart. What they include are some alligator clamps here. They are plastic. The spring does feel pretty good. That's an XT60 plug. So if you have an EZGO golf cart, they include an EZGO plug with the XT60 end already on it, so you don't have to modify anything. And they also include some ring terminals. These are copper ring terminals, and they say 60A on there for like 60 amp, I guess. And I guess you could use these right here, snip off the ones from here, put those on there, and then you can mount the charger on board. Now I have a club car president, and that's what we're going to be using this right here charger with today. So I have a club car in here, and we're going to use this end. And what I'm going to do is snip off these right here, plug into here, and let's see if we can get that to work. All right, so I have a cordless screwdriver here, and I get this in here, and it's got these two Phillip heads and this one Phillip head here against the back. Let's go ahead and pull these and see what we can get into here. See if we can pull this apart like so. Next, we need to find out, we're not going to use this right here, and this is saying right here, if you flip it over, positive here and negative here. Can y'all see that? And it's got some very tiny Allen head screws and a spot where you can stick the wire into. Let's see if we can get that wire stripped back and placed in there. So after getting some of my Allen keys out, the one that fits it is a 1.5 millimeter Allen key. And it fits it just fine there. So that's the one you're gonna need if you're doing this right here on your cart. Let's see if we can get these right here cut and stripped back. I'm gonna come in here. I think I'm going to cut off this right here much just in case I ever go to need to use these again. I can use them for something maybe. And inside of that, if you can see, it's just a little bit of wire. Not a whole bunch, but there's a little bit in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and take these out so I can get the wires into them while they're out of the plug. And then we can place them back in the plug in just a minute. That doesn't look too bad. It fits in there pretty good. I might go ahead and trim off some of the red one too. If you see the black casing and that wire there is pretty much up against the post itself, and the red is coming out just a smidge. So I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and loosen this up, remove it out of this one plug here, and I'm going to cut off just a little bit of the red as well. Here we go. All right, red is here, black is here, pretty tight. And we have negative on this side here. We have positive on this side here. And I'm going to go ahead and add this back to it. Like so. I'll go ahead and put in our nuts back into the housing. Now on these nuts here, if you can see that, they are, so on these nuts, they are nylon nuts, so make sure the nylon is facing upwards. All right, so the club car plug is now on the charger end here for the XT60. All right, guys, so I have the smart charger laid up onto the golf cart here. It's plugged into the wall. However, the charging port for the club car we just made is not plugged into it. So this right here is pretty much what it says. It says off, and it's got a blinking battery. Now, over here on the right-hand side, it says 48V with a hand underneath it. If we change it to 36 volts, it should beep. It does, and it changed it from 36 volts over here. And we're going to go back to 48 volts. Now down here, we have 5A/5A. That means 5 amp for 36 volts or 5 amp for 48 volts. Then you have 10 amps for 36 or 8 amps for 48. You have 18 amps for 36 or 13 amps for 48, and then you have repair. So you hit the mode button right here. That'll give us the 5 amp, 10/8 or 18/13. Okay, we're still over here in the 48 volt mode. Now I'm gonna go ahead and plug up the XT60 port into the side of the charger here, like so. Then we're going to take this right here port and plug it into the golf cart. It should just automatically power on in just a minute, and it does. So it's showing us that the battery is charging here. So I've seen some questions on YouTube, Facebook. I've had some people email me if I was going to make an updated video on a range test for the 48 volts of the EnjoyBot batteries. I'm guessing a lot of people are liking these batteries, are very curious to see about these batteries, probably because of the price point that they are at. And I'll place some links in the description of this video as well for these batteries here and for the charger there that I'm using. Now, you can get all 4 of these batteries. Don't quote me, but I'm thinking like $1,200–1,300, something like that. You can get 3 for 36 volts around a grand. They're like 3 something a piece. But in the last video we did, it was the 36 volt video. We did 3 of them, and they went like 30 or 35 miles. I can't remember. But we will be doing a range test with 4 batteries here very soon. I wanted to get this charger and this charger video out. Also, I had to wait for the 4th EnjoyBot battery to arrive before I could make the video tests. So I wanted to have all 4 of the same batteries into the golf cart and making that test. Hopefully that makes sense to some of you guys. Let's check out the smart charger here. It's just going through its specifications here. 27 degrees Celsius, 55.1 volts, 9.3 amps. And this one says 12.5 amp hours. It may take a little while for this right here to finish charging. Now in the manual, it said on 13 amp of 48 volts, 120 amp hour capacity pack would take 5.7 hours to fully charge. It might take a little bit less than that, but we're going to go ahead, go inside for the night, and leave this right here charging. Another thing I will say is the repair portion here of the smart charger. What it's for is not for lithium or not for lithium iron phosphate, but it's for other batteries like lead acid batteries or sealed lead acid or gel or whatever. This is in case you have a battery pack that will not charge up on your regular charger. You can put it on the repair and it'll do whatever it can to get those batteries up to a certain level to be able to take somewhat of a charge. So the repair button is not for lithium or lithium iron phosphate. So just note that. All right, guys, with that being said, we're going to let it do its thing and come back probably in the morning. And we should be reading FUL across the front of the smart charger. All right, guys, so there it is. The smart charger is done. It says full, so it is fully charged. Let's go ahead and remove the plug here. And I have a voltage meter here set up, so it's 58.6 volts from the main negative to the main positive right there. It is about 12 o'clock at night. This right here says it was full, so it's switched to off now since we removed the plug there. I wonder what will happen if we put the plug back in, what it will say, or if it will start charging again. Let's try that. Well, it is fully charged. It did cut on for just a second and cut right back off. So this pack is fully charged.